So we now have lesson 14. We're going to be solving problems with rational numbers. So we got a table showing transactions in a checking account, obviously for the months of January, February, March, and April. Find the total of the transactions for each month. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here for each of these, well, we'll obviously start with January, is I'm going to take the two that are the same signs and add those together. So I've got 126.30 and 429.40. I'll add these together. So 30 cents and 40 cents is, of course, 70 cents. 6 plus 9 is 15. Carry 1. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 1 more is 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. So we've got, in our positive column, we've got 555.70. And then for our negative numbers, here and here, I'll add those together. So I've got 38.50 and 265, just 265 even. Now these are both negative, but because the signs are the same, find the sum. So I've got 50 cents with no cents at all is 50 cents right there. 8 plus 5, of course, is 13. Carry 1. 1 plus 3 plus 6 is 10. Carry 1. That's 303. So I'm going to take this, and now I'm just simply going to subtract, because when the signs are different, find the difference. So I'm going to be doing that right now. So 70 minus 50, of course, is 20 cents. 5 minus 3 is 2. 5 minus 0 is 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. And let's just be careful that we pay attention to the sign. The positive number has a larger absolute value, so this is in fact positive. So here is January. Okay, so next we've got February. So I'm going to take my positive numbers first again. Again, I've got two positives, so I've got 250 plus So this is negative. Oh my gosh, I got all sorts of crazy things going on here. This is negative 936.90, and I only have one positive number. So that means it's going to go up by 100. So again, the signs are different, find the difference. But hopefully you're seeing that this is, negative $936.90. I only add 100 to it, so that's still going to remain a negative number. So that's negative $836.90. Okay, so now for conveniently, I have already put the totals in here so that I can do this more easily without having to go back and forth. I went ahead and did this. So now I have to find the mean total for the 4 months. So the mean, basically, don't forget the mean, that means the average is what we're looking for. Mean means average. Okay, so in order to find an average, I know that I need to add everything up and then divide by however many there are. Okay, so that means I'm going to take each of these numbers, because I've already done this nice here, I'm just going to put plus signs in between. And I know when I do multiple numbers like this, I'm adding from left to right, but this is really exactly like what we did on the other page when we had 4 numbers, some of them positive, some of them negative. So what I am going to do is kind of pull to the side over here these 3 negative numbers. So I've got 252, 20, 88, and $1.70. So let's add these all together and find out what our positive total is. So 20 cents plus 0 cents plus 70 cents would be 90 cents. 2 plus 8 is 10, plus 1 more is 11, carry the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 8 is 14, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So I'm going to kind of bring this right over here. I've got positive 341, $90, and I'm going to be adding negative $836.90 to that. So I know my signs are different, find the difference. And I find those absolute values of these two numbers, and I'm, of course, going to be then subtracting. So I'm going to have 836.90 minus 341.90. That's very convenient. I see that these 90 cents, they're going to cancel each other right out. So I've got 6 minus 1 is 5. 3 minus 4, I can't do that. I'm going to borrow from the 8, make that a 7. 13 minus 4 is 9. 7 minus 3 is 4. So I've got $495, but I need to be careful. My largest absolute value would be right here, so that it's going to be negative $495. Now I'm not done. Right now I've only found the total. I still need to find the average or mean, and I do that by dividing by 4. So let's go ahead and do that right over here. So I'm going to have 495. It's of course negative 495 divided by 4 because there's 4 months. So I'm going to look at my first digit here. Does 4 go into 4? It sure does. It goes into it 1 time. Does 4 go into 9? It sure does. It goes into it twice. 2 times 4, of course, is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. So I've got 15. Does 4 go into 15? It sure does. 4 goes into 15 3 times. I'm going to put my decimal there because I'm still going here. I'm actually going to throw a decimal on here. What did I have left over? When I did 4 times 13, so then I had the 3 here basically, which would be, put a 0 here, put a 3 here, so 30, 4 goes into 30 7 times. That's 28. That gives me 2 left over. I'm going to put another 0 here with a 2. 4 goes into 25 times. And I do remember that this is, I'm actually going to rewrite it so we can see it nice and clear. It's negative $123.75. Next, a bank charges a service fee of $7.50 per month for a checking account. The bank account has $85. If no money is deposited or withdrawn, except for the service charge, how many months until the account balance is negative? So what it's really asking us here is to divide. So how many times does $7.50 go into $85? Well, I have to tell you, I'm not really loving that $7.50. As far as, doing the actual division, it would be $8.85 divided by $7.50. So what I'd kind of like to think about is that I know, remember, this is my thought process. If I don't have a calculator, I need to find a way to figure this out. So I know that $7.50 times 2 that is a nice, beautiful number. It's number 15. $15. So that's 2 months. So in 2 months, I'm going to be charged $15. And I also know, because I enjoy my 15s tables because they're fun, I happen to know that 15 times 4 is 60. Okay, so if I don't forget about my 85 minus 60, I've still got $25 that I still have to worry about. Okay, so let's remember that our $15 was 2 months. So if I did that 4 times 2, of course, would be 8 months. So I'm 8 months in, and we still have $25 left. I'm still really liking that 15. So if I do another 15, that's another 2 months. 25 minus 15. $10 still left. That's another 2 months. So I'm up to 10 months. I've still got $10. So I know if I do $10 minus $7.50, that's going to leave me with $2.50. So this has brought me to 11 months. Now 11 months in, I'm still in the positive, but if I take my $2.50 and I subtract another $7.50, that is going to give me negative $5. So in order to get there, it took a total of 11 months plus 1 more. So, and that took 12 months. So a year. Okay. I'm going to fix that. That looks a little off there. I should say months. Well, now it's separated. But you know what it is. 12 months for this one. Nice job. Okay. A large aquarium of water is being filled with a hose. Due to a problem, the sensor does not start working until sometime into the filling process. The sensor starts its recording at the time 0 minutes. The sensor initially detects that the tank has 225 liters of water in it. The hose fills the aquarium at a constant rate of 15 liters per minute. What will the sensor read at the time of 5 minutes? Okay. Oh, we get 15s again. I was just playing with 15s in the last problem. Remember that? It was just a minute ago. I'm sure you do. Okay, so I know that when it starts when it begins, it already has 225 liters in it. And it's filling, so that means it's going to be adding a constant rate of 15 liters per minute, and we're going 5 minutes. So that means 15 times 5. There it is, 15 times 5. Well, I just need to simply solve this problem. 15 times 5. Well, remember we did 15 times 4 and it was 60? Well, 15 more than that, of course, is 75. And 225 plus 75 is 300 liters of water. There you go. That was fun.